Hello students, welcome to Sreenath Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss about ratio and proportions, and which is from 6th class Maths 12th chapter. So my name is Karthik. We are creating videos on all chapters and all subjects from class 1 to class 12. So please do subscribe our channel. Also like our videos, share our videos, subscribe our videos. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you will get the immediate updates from us. So ratio and proportions. So this is the present chapter which we are going to learn now. Okay. So there are some daily life situations where we have to compare between two things. Okay. In those time of situations, we are going to use the ratio. Suppose when you want to compare two things of the same kind or anything. Suppose if we see here, Avni and Shari are collected the flowers for scrap notebook. So Avni has collected 30 flowers and Shari has collected 45 flowers. So when you want to compare the flowers collected by both of them, we will simply subtract them. That is 45 minus 30 is 15. Okay, but there are some situations. If I ask you to compare the length of the grasshopper and the length of the ant, if you go by the subtraction method, it is too difficult, and it is not the good way, or it will not seems like a good way of comparison. Okay, so in those type of situations, how we have to compare, we are going to learn now about these things now, students. So there is a first introduction. Next thing is about ratio. So how we can compare means, because of the ratio, we can easily compare two quantities. And after learning it and after doing some problems on it, we are going to discuss about another new topic, that is proportion, students. Okay. So the topic name is proportion. So it is also somewhat similar to ratios. Okay. We are going to discuss about that also, students. It is also looking a beautiful one for you. And after also doing some examples on it, next we will discuss about unitary method. So it is the method used to find out anything. It's in, suppose if you have buy 2 notebooks for some cost, and if you want to buy 100 notebooks, 1000 notebooks, 10,000 notebooks, how much they cost? If you want to know, we have to know what is unitary method and how to find it. That is the thing, friends. So on that unitary method, we will solve some examples. So that's it. So that is the end of the chapter. So beautiful chapter having the three concepts: ratio, proportions, and unitary method. So all these ratio, proportions, and unitary method all are used to comparing between two quantities. Comparison. They will helpful in comparing quantities. Okay, students. So we'll start our journey towards this chapter. So we have already discussed about the flowers, and another situation is there. Suppose if the height of Rahim is 150 centimeters and that of the Avni is 140 centimeters, then who is higher than, who is having maximum height? You can simply by subtracting, that is 150 minus 140, you will say it is so simple. 150 minus 140, 10. So in the both situations of the flowers and in the case of heights, we have compared between the two persons easily by subtracting. But I have told you, no, if you want to compare the lengths of an ant and a grasshopper, how to do it? If you want to do it in the same way as you have done in the heights, you have mistaken, friends. Why? Because means the grasshopper's length is 4 centimeters to 5 centimeters. But what about the ant? It is very few millimeters. It does not have even 1 mm also. So a few millimeters not having 1 centimeter also. There is a lot of difference you will get if you subtract them. So in this type of situations, you can't get a good idea about the comparison if you do by subtraction method. Then how to do it? It's so simple, students. So if you want to do this, suppose if there is a grasshopper and it is having some length. Now try to add the ants in a line such that one behind the another, such that they have to suppose if it is the grasshopper is there, from its length is there. Now we have to arrange the ants on a line, one by one, one by one, so that the all the ants, when you add them, when you put them in line, must be equals to the length of the grasshopper, like that. Here it is the grasshopper, these are the ants. So now how many ants are there equal to the grasshopper? Suppose if there are 10 ants required to substitute the length of grasshopper, then you will say, if you want to compare the ant and length of the ant and length of the grasshopper, you can simply say that 10 ants equals to one grasshopper. Length of grasshopper is 10 times the length of the ant. Okay, length of the grasshopper is 10 times the length of the ant, like that. Suppose if you 20 or 30 ants required, then it is 20 times bigger. So the grasshopper is 20 times bigger than the ants or 30 times bigger than the ants. So then it looks like a perfect comparison, you can understand. So 20 times bigger, 30 times bigger, 40 times bigger, like that, friends. So how we are getting this? I will give you another example similar to same situation. Suppose you have bought a car and the car cost is 2,50,000 rupees. And suppose you have bought a bike also, it costs 50,000 rupees. And if you want to compare between these two things, that is simply subtracting, you will get that is 2 lakhs. But you don't get much idea about the comparison between the rates. But suppose if you divide them, what you will get? You will get 5 by 1. So what you can conclude is that the cost of car is 5 times bigger, or 5 times the cost of motorbike. So simply if you want to buy a car, you have to, it equals to the buying 5 bikes. It cost is 5 times the bike. So it is good way of comparing, students. You will get immediately and how much big it is idea. Okay, students. So the cost of car is 5 times the cost of motorbike. So this type of divisions, how we have compared here, it is by division. So this type of divisions used to compare between two quantities is called as nothing but ratio. So now we are going to discuss detailedly about the ratio. So consider the following. If you see here, so Isha's weight is 25 kgs and her father's weight is 75 kgs. So how many times that her father's height? Then you can say father's height is 75 kgs and Isha's height is 25 kgs. If you do the division, that is 3 by 1. So her father is 3 times weightier, how 3 times high weight than the Isha. Same situation. Suppose a cost of pen is 10 rupees and a cost of a pencil is 2 rupees. When you compare the cost simply by dividing, you will get that is 5:1, which means the cost of the pen is 5 times the cost of pencil. Which means if you buy by the money of buying a pen, you can buy simply 5 pencils. Okay, so in all these times you are getting how many times word? Okay, how many times the cost of a pen, that of a pencil? Okay, students, and this comparison is called as ratio. How many times bigger, how many times costlier, like that, students. So another thing problem is there. In a class there are 20 boys and 40 girls. 20 boys, 40 girls. So somebody asks you, what is the ratio of number of girls to the number of students? Number of girls to the number of students. How you will tell? So in a class there are 20 girls now, so 20 divided by how many students are there? Students means boys and girls together called as the students now. So how many boys? 20 boys. How many girls? 40 girls. So if you add 20 plus 40, you will get 60. So 60 students are there. Out of 60 students, we're having 20 girls. So if you divide them, you will get 1 by 3. You get 1 by 3. And if you do the same for boys are 40 now, sorry, girls are 40, so it is 2 by 3. Boys are 20 by 60, so it is 1 by 3. 1 by 3, here it is 2 by 3 students. Okay, this is the ratio. And here if you see, length of a house lizard is 20 centimeters. Okay, there is a house lizard, it is this, whose length is 20 centimeters. And length of a crocodile is 4 meters. So then this lizard comes and tells, oh, I am 5 times bigger than you. This lizard is telling with the crocodile, I am 5 times bigger than you. Is it true, students? But if you can see that crocodile is bigger than the lizard. But why they have thought that? Means here if you see the numbers, if you see lizard is 20 centimeters, crocodile is 4, so 20 is bigger than 4. But if you only see the numbers, you may get confused, but you have to see the units also. In addition to the numbers, you have to look for the units also. Here it is 20 centimeters, it is in centimeters. It is 4 meters, it is in meters. Okay, if you do the conversion now, if you find out the length of the crocodile, it is how much? 4 meters. So 1 meter is 100 centimeters. No, it is 4 into 100. So if you do, it is 400 centimeters. And length of crocodile is this, and the length of lizard is how much? It is just 20 centimeters. So now if you compare, which is bigger? 400 is bigger, 20 is bigger, 400 is bigger now. So when you have to look for the numbers is, first you have to look for the units, whether it is in centimeters or in the meters or what are the units. So first you have to look for the units, and whenever the units are same for the both quantities, so here it is centimeters, here also centimeters, suppose here it is meters, and here also if it is meters, then you can start comparing. So like that, suppose here if it is there in kilograms, here it is also in kilograms, we can compare. But if it is there in grams and if it is there in kilograms, don't compare. First try to change them into same unit. Like if it is kilograms and here it is grams, try to make it also as kilograms, convert them, or make this into grams simply. So same unit is important, and next you can compare the numbers. So we can see that lizard is very small compared to the crocodile. And what is the ratio? Length of the crocodile is 400 centimeters and lizard is 20 centimeters. If you see, it is how much? Ratio is 20:1, which means 20 times bigger. So crocodile is 20 times bigger than the lizard. So if you want to compare the lengths, you need 20 lizards so that they will match up the crocodile, friends. So the main thing is two quantities can be compared only if they are in the same unit. Same unit is the most required thing. Okay. So now if you compare the length of the lizard with that of the crocodile, then it is 1 by 20. So don't think that 1 by 20 and 20 by 1 are not equal, or 20:1 or 1:20 are not equal. They are different. Here you are comparing the length of the crocodile and here you are comparing the length of lizard. So there is a difference between both of them. Okay. If you want to compare another thing, suppose there is a pencil. Okay. So whose length is 18 centimeters and it is having the diameter, no, as it is like a circle, it is having diameter, no, and whose diameter is 8 millimeters. So if I ask you to compare, then you can simply say 18.8. No, here it is in centimeters and here it is in millimeters. So you have to convert them into the same units. So if you want to convert them into millimeters, so 18 centimeters, and 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So 18 into 10 millimeters. So it is 180 millimeters. Divide by 8 millimeters. So whenever both are in the same units, and now we have to compare them. 180 centimeters is the length and 8 meters is the diameter. If you compare them, you will get how much? How much, friends? That is, or if you do it by 42 by 45 by 2. Okay, the 45 is to 2. If you compare the length of the uh, pencil to the diameter. Otherwise, if you compare the diameter to the length, it is 2 is to 45. Okay, friends, that is the case. And now, if you see here two pictures, in the both pictures, okay, one A is looking unnatural. Why? Because here the legs are having very much length compared to other body parts. So legs are having very high length compared to other parts of the body. And again, if you see here, both are the pencils only, but this we didn't call as a pencil. Why? Because means its length to diameter ratio is not good. It is not normal, it is abnormal. Here pencil means normally it must have the high length and small diameter, but here if you see, it is having small length and a large diameter. That's why it is not a good thing. Correct ratio, it is not in a correct ratio. Okay, students. And length of a room is 30 meters and breadth is 20 meters. Then what is the ratio of length of the room to the breadth of the room? That is 30 is the length of the room and 20 is the breadth of the room. So by simply doing it, what you will get is 3 by 2. So that implies it is 3:2 ratio. And here also there are 24 girls and 16 boys going for a picnic. Now, what is the ratio of number of girls? How many girls? 24 girls. How many boys? 16 boys going to picnic. If you find out the ratio of it, in the 8th table, they will go by 3 by 2. So if you see, in the both situations, the ratio is 3 by 2. The fraction is 3 by 2. But it is, the original fraction is 30 by 20 and 24 by 60. So then this two is called as equal ratios. Both these ratios are equal, friends. Okay. That is the case. If you see here, Ravi and Rani started a business and invested money in the ratio 2:3. So they got after 1 year, they got profit. How much profit? That is 4 lakhs. So they got the 4 lakhs of profit. Now, how they can invest it or how they can take it? So then Ravi said, we will divide it equally, but Rani said, no way. Why? Because means I will get more profit. Why? Because means I have invested more. So to divide the money or to divide the what are the profit, what they have to do? So they have to divide the profit in the same ratio as they invested. So what is the ratio? In the 2:3 ratio, they have invested. So what is the sum of the terms? That is 2 plus 3 is equals to 5. Okay, which means what? Suppose if they get a profit of 5 rupees, then Ravi will get 2 rupees out of that and Rani will get 3. Which means 2 rupees out of 5, which is 2 by 5. 3 rupees out of 5, which is 3 by 5 of the total, friends. Okay, of the total is 5. So it is 2 is left here, 3 left here. So that is the place, friends. So what they will get is 2 by 5 and 3 by 5. So what is the total profit? Suppose if the total profit is 500, how they have to, so one have to get 2 by 5, 2 by 5 into 500, and another has to get 3 by 5 into 500. So it is how much? It is 100 times 500 times this. So then the Ravi will get 200 and the Rani will get 300. 5 times, sorry, 100 times. So but here they got a profit of 2 by 5 into 4 lakhs. So he will get 1,60,000. 3 by 5 into 4 lakhs. So Rani will get 2,40,000. So this is the way of doing problem, students. So we'll solve some problems. Example 1 is there. So length and breadth of a rectangular field are 50 meters. So length and breadth of a rectangular field are 50 meters and 15 meters. So find the ratio of the length to the breadth of the field. We have to find out the ratio of length to the breadth. Simply, what is the length? 50 meters. And what is the breadth? 15 meters. Simply dividing it, no. So 15 by 50 is how much? 15 by 50. 50 by 15. How we can do it? So in this 50 you can divide it with 5. 50 divided by 5. 15 can also be divided by 5. So how many times? 10 times, no. So 10. How many times? 3 times, no. So the ratio is 10:3. So that is the way of finding the ratio, friends. So do it by yourself and I will help you to solve the third example. So there are 45 persons working in office. There is an office and 45% working there. So if the number of females is 25 and the remaining are males, find the ratio. So total there are 45 members in an office and the 25 persons are females. Females. How many males are there? Simple. So 25 plus, so boy, how many males are there? That is equals to total is 45 minus females, that is 20. So there are 20 males here. So what we have to find out? The number of females. So ratio of the females to the number of males. Females are how much? 25. Males are 20. In both the tables 5 can be divided. 25 by 5 divided by 20 by 5. So it is 5 times and it is a 4 times. 5 by 4. And now the ratio of males to the females. Males are 20 members and females are 25 members. In the both table again 5 table is dividable. So again here it is the 4 and it is the 5. So the ratio here it is 5:4 and the ratio here it is 4:5. That's it, students. If you see here in this expression both ratios are same, it is called as equivalent. So here there is an example and what we have to do, it is somewhat tricky, students. Fill in the missing numbers. So there are 3 ratios given and the 3 ratios are equal. So first ratio is 14 by 21 and it is equals to something unknown by 3 and it is equal to 6 by something unknown. So what they are telling is these 3 ratios are equal, which means first ratio 14 by 21 is equals to something unknown by 3. This is the one case. And another thing, 14 by 21 is equals to 6 by something. We don't know, we have to fill here something. You can place it as a box. So these 2 ratios you have to find. So what they are telling you, both ratios are same. Then what is the value here and what is the value here? So as both ratios are same, what is this ratio? Can we write the simplest form of this ratio? Yes. So if you see in the both tables, 7 is table cancelled out. If you do like, it is 2 and if you do like, it is 3. So on the left hand side is 2 by 3 and right hand side in the denominator is 3. No, obviously in the numerator also it is 2 only. Okay students, that is the play. Here also again 14 by 21 is equals to 6 by something. We don't know about it. So if you see here, it is dividable by, it can be dividable by 3. Sorry, it can be dividable by 7th table, that is 14 by 7 divided by 21 by 7. Okay, so it will becomes 2 times by 3 times. Okay, that is equals to 6 by something, but 2 is not equals to 6, no students. Okay, so it is not equals to 6 times. So how 2 can become 6? If you multiply it with 3, then it will become 6. So if you multiply in the numerator, you have to multiply in the denominator. So 2 into 3 is how much? 6. By 3 into 3 is how much? 9. So 6 by 9. So here is the 6 and denominator is 9. That's it. So I will explain you the 7th example. Okay. So divide 60 in the ratio 1:2 between Kriti and Kiran. So we have to divide the 60 rupees in the 1:2 ratio. That is 1:2 ratio. Okay students, what is the sum of parts? That is 1 plus 2 and that is equals to 3. Sum of parts is 1 plus 2 and that is equals to 3. So each will get 1 by 3 of the total. He will get 2 by 3 of total. So Kritik will get 1 by 3 of total, and next thing is Kiran will get 2 by 3 of total. So 1 by 3 of total is 1 by 3 into what is the total? That is 60. And here 2 by 3 into what is the total? That is 60. So in which table it will cancel out? In 2 table, 3 2s are 6 and 0. So 20 rupees for Kiran. And it is again 20 into 2, it is 40. So 40 rupees for Kritik. Oh no, here it is the Kritik, here it is the Kiran. So this is the way of doing problem, students. So the next topic which we are going to discuss is proportions. What it is? Proportions. So in this situation, how to do this task? Proportions, students. Okay. So the topic name is proportions. Okay students, so Raju went to the market to purchase tomatoes. Okay, Raju is there, he went to market to purchase tomatoes. For what? Tomatoes. So one shopkeeper tells him the cost of tomatoes is 40 rupees for 5 kgs. One of the shopkeeper tells him like that, and another shopkeeper will invites him and tell them he will give the 6 kgs for 42 rupees. 6 kgs for 42 rupees. So now to whom or to which he has to go? Raju has to go. Whether he has to go for the 40 rupees shopkeeper or for the 42 rupees shopkeeper. 40 rupees shopkeeper will give only 5 kgs. 42 rupees shopkeeper will give 6 kgs. So to whom he has to go? Try to do this task, students. Try to help him, Raju, to find out the best. So we have to compare here. Then only we can get where we can get profit. So if you want to compare the prices only, then 42 minus 40 is only 2 rupees. It not by cost. But here, if you only compare the prices, you will be lost. You have to compare the amount of quantity they are getting also. And we have give you another situation. So Bhavika and Vinny. Okay, Bhavika is having 28 marbles and Vinny is having 180 flowers. And they want to share both of them. And Bhavika gave 14 marbles and Vinny gave 90 flowers. 14 marbles and 90 flowers. But after some time Vinny gave, so this is not good, this is not right, I am not satisfied. Why? Because means I have given 90 flowers but we have given just 14, so it is not good. Then uh, both of them goes to which of them is correct? Try to find it. And now I explain you both. So now all both of them goes to Winnie's mother. And what she has done is, so what happened, out of the 28 marbles Bhavika gave 14, so that is 28 by 14, which is 2:1, or otherwise simply it is 14 given out of the 28, so it is 1:2. And out of the 180, 90 has given, that is 90 by 180. Here also the ratio is 1:2. So the both ratios are equal. So the sharing is good. The sharing is equal. Why? Because means that 14:28 is equals to 90:180. The ratio of 14:28 is equals to 90:180, friends. Okay, and the distribution is good. Okay, that is the one of the case. So here two ratios are equal, students. Then they are in proportion. We call them as they are in proportion. Okay. So Raj purchased 3 pens for 15 rupees and Anu purchased 10 pens for 50 rupees. Whose pens are most cost? Can you try it? If you see how many pens purchased by Raj? Raj purchased 3 pens for 15 rupees. What is the ratio? It is 1:3 pens for 15 rupees. So if you look for the number of pens purchased by Raju is 3 and the number of pens purchased by them is 10. It is a ratio of 3:10. And money paid by Raju is 15 and money paid by him is 50. If you see in the five table, it cancelled out 3 times. In the table it is 10. So both ratios are same. So both are in the same. We call them are in the ratio. So whenever the two ratios are equal, then we say that they are in proportion. And whenever two ratios are equal, we represent with these two either with the equal to symbol or with the hashtag symbol. Okay, friends, that is the case. And the two ratios are not equal, then we can say that they are not in proportion. So, and in the written part of like this, and the first and the last are called extremums and the second and third term called as middle terms. So we'll do some examples so that we will get some more idea about this. So are the ratios 25 grams is to 30 grams and the 40 grams is to 48 kilograms are in proportion? We have to look for them. So what is the ratio? Both the ratios are proportional or not. So ratio is 25 grams by 30 grams. If you look for them, both are in the grams. And in the 5 table, they can be cancelled out. That is 25 by 5 and 30 by 5. If you do so, you will get 5 by 6. So the ratio of 25 grams to 30 grams is 5 by 6. Suppose if the ratio of 40 kilograms by 48 kilograms is also 5 by 6, then the both ratios are in proportion. So now we will check whether they are in proportion or not. So now look for the 40 kilograms and the 48 kilograms. If you see both are in the kilograms, no problem. We can further move it. And 40 by 48. So both 40 and 48 are cancelled out in 8th table. Okay, students. 8th table. So that is how many times? 5 times 48, 6 times. So both the ratios 5 by 6. So they are in proportion. And there is a 10th example. To the ratios 15 centimeters to 2 meters, 10 seconds to 3 minutes form a proportion. Here also two ratios are given. We have to compare both the ratios. First ratio is 15 centimeters to 2 meters. So simply going cancelling 15 and 2 is not a good method. We have to look for the units. Here it is centimeters, so it is 15 centimeters, and here it is 2 meters. We know that 1 meter is 100 centimeters, no? So 2 meters is 200 centimeters. 200 centimeters. So now you can find out the fraction. Okay, and if you look at for the fifth table, 5 table, so that is 15 by 5 and 200 by 5. What you will get is 3 here, and what you will get here, how much? 25 are 100, 45 are 200, 40 here. So the ratio is 3:40. Can you further divide it? No. Next thing is 10 seconds to 3 minutes. So just simply multiplying or dividing is not a good way. It is in seconds and it is in minutes. So 1 hour is 60 minutes and 1 minute is 60 seconds now. So 10 seconds divided by 3 minutes is 3 into 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 3 into 60 seconds. So that is 10 divided by 60 into 3, 180. 180 seconds. You can compare now. If you cancel 0, it is 1 by 18 ratio. Here the ratio is 1 by 80, here the ratio is 3 by 40. Does they are in proportion? No. Okay, students. So next thing is the unitary method. It is one of the beautiful unitary method. Okay, students. Here there are two situations. So there are two friends, Reshma and Seema, and they went to the market to purchase notebooks. So Reshma purchased the 2 books for 24 rupees. Then what is the price of each book or the price of one book? Don't know. And I will show you another situation like this only. So a scooter requires 2 liters of petrol to cover 80 kilometers. And how much liters of petrol required to cover 1 kilometer? Do you know? Don't know. So in the both situations, we don't know the cost or the amount or the anything for one single quantity. Okay. Here we are going to find out the cost or the quantity or whatever it may for one single quantity, so that it will be helpful if you want to know for 10 or for 100 or for 1000 quantities how much it costs or how much it takes, like that situation. So first thing is finding for one thing is the good thing you can do, so that you can find for anything. If you find for one thing, then you find anything. So if you find for one book, then you can find for any book. Any book is multiple of this only, no? So here cost of one book is equal to how much? It is nothing but 24 divided by 2, that is 12. So one book cost is 12 rupees. Suppose if you ask what is the cost of 10 books, you can simply say that is 12 into 10, that is 120 rupees. If I ask for 50 books, that is 12 into 50, you simply get. If I ask for 78 books, it is 12 into 78. It is easy. So if you find for one book, then you can find for any book. Okay, students, that is the best way of finding for one book, and that concept is called as unitary method. Unitary method means finding for unity, for means for one thing. Same situation for petrol. Okay, suppose the 2 liters petrol will gives you the 80 kilometers mileage, but for 1 kilometer, how many liters you require? You don't know, no? How we can do it? For 1 kilometer, okay, You require how much of petrol? That is 2 by 80. 2 by 80 liters. That is 1 by 40 liters. For 1 kilometer, you require 1 by 40 liters of petrol. So if you know for 1 kilometer, then if you want to go for 120 kilometers, how much petrol you require? That is simply for 1 kilometer into 120. For 1 kilometer, you know that is 1 by 40 into 120 liters. 40 divided by 3 times, no, so it is 3 liters petrol you require to travel 120 kilometers. That's it. So a method in which we will find the value of the 1 unit is called as the unitary method, so that you can find for anything. And we will solve some examples here. Example 11 is there. Okay, so if the cost of 6 cans of juice is 210, so 6 cans juice is 210, then what will be the cost of 4 cans? What is the cost? You don't know, sir. Don't worry, friends. You know the cost for 6 cans. By unitary method, now you have to find out for 1 can. For 1 can, it is how much? Simply divide the 210 by 6. Okay, total by total cans. If you divide both these things, you will get for 1 can. And it is 35 rupees. So for 1 can, it is 35 rupees. And for 4 cans means that is 1 can into 4. So the cost is also 35 into 4. Then 4 cans cost 35 fours, it is 140 rupees. So simple. 12th problem you do by yourself, and I will explain you 13th problem. So if the cost of a dozen soaps is 153.60 rupees. So dozen means how much, friends? We know that is 12 soaps. Its cost is 153.60, 153 rupees 60 paisas. And what will be the cost of 15 soaps? Can you know how you can do? So you have to find out the cost of one soap. One soap cost is 153.60 by 12. So if you do like that, you will get the cost for one soap. By doing the division, you will get that is 12 rupees 80 paisa for one soap. Then for 15 soaps, it is 1 into 50. 1 soap into 15. Simply 12.80 into 50. That's it, no? So it is 192 rupees. So simple. And I will explain you the 15th problem. So don't see the answer, don't get stressed out of it. A car travels 90 kilometers in 2.5 hours. So a car is there and it has traveled 90 kilometers in 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hour means how many minutes, students, we want to convert into minutes? 2 into 1/2. That is, it is a mixed fraction. If you convert into an improper fraction, that is 2 to the 4 plus 1, that is 5 by 2 hours. Which means 5 by 2 into hour means 60 minutes. So that is 30 times. So it is 150 minutes. So 90 kilometers it has traveled in 150 minutes of time. How much time is required to cover 30 kilometers? So in the 90 kilometers, it has taken 150 minutes for 30 kilometers. How much time it takes? Our next question is, so we will solve this question. So we have to find out for 1 kilometer how much time it takes by unitary method. For 1 kilometer, that is 150 by 90. Okay, 150 by 90. So that is 0 will cancel. It is 15 by 9. Just put it like that, or you can do 5 by 3. 5 5s and 3. 5 threes and 3 threes. Now for 30 kilometers, it is 5 by 3 into 30. So it is 3 cancelled in 10 times. It is 50 minutes it takes. 50 minutes. First conversion completed. Find the distance covered in 2 hours. Okay. If it travels for 2 hours, which means 120 minutes, how much distance it can cover? Okay, students. So now, what is the distance traveled in 2.5 hours? That is 90 kilometers. Which means here the minutes is how much? 2.5, which means 5 by 2 of hours. Okay. 5 by 2 of hours is 90 kilometers. Then what, again by unitary method, what is the distance traveled in 1 hour? Simply dividing 90 by 5 by 2. You will get 90 by 5 into 2. It is in the 1 hour. And if you want for 2 hours, then it is 90 by 5 into 2 into 2. So this is the distance covered. So it is how much, friends? 90 into 2 by 5. Okay. If it cancels in 5 table, 5 tens are 50. 5 20s are 100. 5 18s are how much? 90. And 18 into 4. 24 is 18 ohm. Simply it is 72 kilometers. That's it, students. That's it, students. So finally you have completed the chapter. Our chapter is completed. Hope you understand it well. So if you have any doubts regarding it, so please feel free to comment below. And if you want anything, please just reach us. The numbers are in the description, students. We are also providing the tuitions. If you want, you can inquire us. The number is in contact. And don't forget to subscribe us. So now we'll see the summary of this chapter, ratio and proportions. And we have to compare the quantities, same type of quantities. So by just subtracting them, we can't get some clarity. We can divide them. By that you can get good comparison. And how main thing is how many times it is bigger, how many times it is smaller, how much time it is. So on this we are getting by dividing, and this called as the ratio. Okay, students. So, and what is the main thing while dividing is you have to compare them or you have to divide them whenever the both quantities are having the same unit. And we have solved some problems based on it, students. Okay, and some are left to you. Do your homework. If you do not get the answers, just comment below. And next thing is proportions. Suppose if you are having more than 2 ratios or 2 ratios are there, and if you find if the 2 ratios are equal, then we call it as a proportion. Okay, students. And we will represent it like with an equal to symbol or hashtag symbol. And if the 2 ratios are not equal, then they are not in proportion. Next thing is unitary method. So we know the cost of 2 items or 3 items. And if you find out the cost of 1 item, then it is called as unitary method. So in every time, in every situation, if you find out for unit quantity, for 1 unit value for 1 unit, then it is called unitary method. We have solved some problems on it, biggest problem also in it. Finally our chapter completed, our summary is also completed, students. Hope you have understood well. Have a nice day, keep smiling, all the best for your future exams. Bye, my students.